Hello everyone, welcome back. KJ4YZI, HamRadioConcepts. Been a little busy lately, I haven't seen much. I've been pretty much getting stuff done after work and enjoying life. Riding the monster jet ski I built and just having some fun. Nothing wrong with that, right? But I always think of you guys every day, so I had to get some more videos done. And I got a lot of stuff here almost finished. And then Bridgecom contacts me and they said, hey Eric, we watch your videos on YouTube. You don't have too much on DMR. Can we invite you to check out something on DMR that a lot of people think is hot? And I said, I'm totally for that. And then I started looking online, and of course a lot of people have already checked this out. I may be a latecomer. So let's check it out. Now, thank you Bridgecom for sending me this radio. This is the Anytone AT-D878UV+. And they also, Bridgecom, sent me all the accessories so I can show you guys what's available with this, okay? And this might really intrigue me to start getting into DMR again, because I've been known to be stuck on D-Star for a while, and a lot of people say, they email and say, hey Eric, I don't have D-Star, you know, I want to hear you on DMR. You ever going to come over and talk to us? Well, that's a good point, and this may actually get me to roll that way. So, if you haven't been aware, you haven't seen, me or the wife and I went the iPhone route. That's right, I purchased iPhone, and that's my main beater now. But what I always did use, the only real DMR I had was this R-Finder DMR smartphone. This is the box chip S700, and I didn't use it too much on DMR, but I'm done with it. I think the fad's over, or my excitement's over, so I'm selling my box chip DMR smartphone. And now that I have the Anytone, well, I don't lose DMR, I just replace it with a new piece. So let's check out Anytone 878 here and the accessories. I have not played with this radio one bit. In fact, I'm sorry it took so long. It's been sitting in my room. I want to see, as a new person to this radio, which you may be watching, can we just get in this thing and learn it without having to spend weeks on a DMR university to learn it? Well, we'll find out. We're going to find out. We'll see if I can get this thing fired up and tell you what it's about without being an expert. I don't want to be an expert at anything. And follow along, because in the future, real soon, Bridgecom says they are going to help my subscribers with a free giveaway. All you got to do is throw an entry in for one of these radios. So if you want to do that, check that out, and they're going to hook you up. Thank you, Bridgecom. Let's check out this 878 here. Now, I don't do unboxings anymore. I haven't in a long time, but there's just a lot of stuff to show you here. So I want to show you what you would expect if you were going to go this route. Now, should I put one of these in my jet ski? I don't know. But nobody out there would know what Anytone is on the river. Okay, so we have manuals and stuff. We're not going to look at that. We're going to first look at this radio. Real quick, in 1 minute, the specs and the features of this radio. This is a dual band DMR and analog with, this is the kicker here, with traditional APRS over analog, okay? There's not a lot of radios anymore that include APRS. I'm not talking about APRS over DMR, APRS over D-Star. I'm talking about, I can't even find my Yaesu here. My Yaesu's right here somewhere. To my knowledge, the FT1D, FT2D, the Kenwood D74 all have the APRS built in, but not a lot of manufacturers do that. This one has APRS built in. That's right, analog, right? I'm not sure the accessibility to any kind of TNC, but I do know that APRS is built in. It's also got GPS and Bluetooth. That's right, Bluetooth. Now, I don't use Bluetooth much at all except listening to my death metal in my work vehicle through my phone. But I might try this while I'm out in the field and use Bluetooth with a radio like this if it's got it on there. So, they claim 6 watts on this radio. High power, 4 power settings, so 6, 4, 2.5, and 1 watt, okay? Color screen will show you. And the most recognizable thing, dual band, again, analog and digital, Bluetooth, GPS, APRS, and a massive amount of memories. 4,000 memory channels, 10,000 DMR talk groups, 150,000 digital contacts, 250 zones, up to 250 channels per zone. My gosh, you're going to have a lot. Plus with the roaming feature, it'll help you be able to find near DMR repeaters based on GPS coordinates. So pretty cool thing. So in this box, and again, there's just a lot of stuff to cover. That's why I'm doing a what do you get if you buy this, right? So you have a programming cable. You have an antenna here. This is the stock antenna. But then, that's the stock antenna. But then Bridgecom just provided me for video demonstration 2 Nagoyas that they also sell. Now these are supposedly higher gain or better, better antennas than a traditional Anytone antenna. So you have different options here. You're not going to get all these, but you have different options. So we'll figure out, I'm not going to really do an antenna comparison test. I think Josh at Ham Radio Crash Course did that, so I don't need to do that again. The antenna, let's see, what else do you get? You get a belt clip, okay? Belt clip on here. Velcro strap. This is a what is a USB cable for? My gosh, there's a lot of stuff that goes on here, huh? We'll figure that out in a second. Wrist strap. Charger. This is your Bluetooth PTT button, okay? Oh, Velcro. Bluetooth, like this. So you can keep that on your finger, doot, talk like this. Oh, just turned on. So you got Bluetooth PTT on your finger. It's your charge cable. Okay, so that is what would come with the radio, right? Oh, there's something else in here. Can't forget the battery. It didn't feel like it was totally light, so you can't forget the battery, okay? And again, I have not even opened this box, so you're seeing it right here. Now, other accessories that they have is the case with the clear front on it. What do they call it? Neoprene or, protective soft case for this radio. Also a Bridgecom. Now, this is a Bridgecom Systems speaker mic with the traditional 2-pin Bofeng or Kenwood Ushan mic on here. Okay. They also have, and I have one of these in my Ushan radios that I just showed you about. This is your covert. No, this is your earpiece that kind of goes over your ear. Not this kind. Let's see. Okay. This is a traditional earpiece that comes over your ear, right? Or you have the covert FBI type with the little coily clear audio tube. When you want to lay in a ditch, on your DMR radio and be secret covert, you got one of those too. So that's another additional accessory. And they also make a battery eliminator accessory. So you can plug this into your cigarette lighter. This might come in handy because I'm constantly driving on the road. This will come in handy. So I can plug it in and it constantly stays charged. So again, multiple options here that Bridgecom has for accessories. Let's get into the radio and see exactly what the radio looks and sounds like. Now, I've said in the past over many videos, I always like to charge the battery 100% out of the box before I use it. But I'm not going to do that here because, again, we're just doing this as a complete newbie to this radio, opening this thing up and checking it out. It might not be fully charged, but I'm just seeing if the newcomer would actually be able to figure this out on their own. Okay? So right off the bat, looking at the size of the radio, it is rather thick. Now, this is, from my understanding on the box, it says a 3100 milliamp hour battery. And from what other people have said on different forums and different videos and stuff, this battery is a total monster when it comes to charge time. Now, I'm not going to test that because so many other people have. So there's no sense of me going in there, let's see how long this battery lasts. I'll take all those other people's examples of how long this battery would last. So that's a good thing. Runtime, excellent. Okay, but when you look at the size of the radio, let's see if I got an example here. Here's my Alluance HD1 here. Okay, and this is a little bit thicker than that. If I could see that on camera. Okay, it is a little thicker, but no problem. It feels actually good. It kind of feels like a Motorola that my buddy has. That's what it feels like. So, the antenna connector on the top, SMA male on the radio, SMA female on the antenna. Okay, we're just going to put the stock antenna on. All right. And on the left side, PTT, and you have function 1, function 2 button over here. I guess those are programmable individually. And on the right, you have your speaker, speaker cable there, speaker connector, programming cable, speaker mic, stuff like that. On the top, looks like you have your volume, power, okay, and your channel select up top, or for zones or memories or whatever you want to program, however you do that. And a blue button. Now I wonder if that's the same mystery button that's always been on every DMR radio, like an emergency call or something that never gets used. The first thing we're going to do, calibrate date. So yes, I can do GMT -4 hours, and we can hit confirm. And I didn't set the time or date. That was my fault. Anyways, you want me to take the screen protector off? I know that's bugging you. You know, in previous videos, you guys beat me up for not doing it. Here we go. Oh, didn't that feel relaxing? Wow. Okay, so the screen. Look at the... Yeah, look at the screen. And that's like a very sharp crystal screen, I guess. That's like... From what I read online, it's got like a day mode and a night mode, but you could actually see that really... in high light or low light. I mean, that's a pleasure to look at. Black screen, you got the blue and the white there. A really nice looking display on that radio, okay? So, what is the first thing I need to do? Well, the first thing I need to do is figure out how the programming software works, because that's going to be the easiest way to program this. You can program it right from the front of the radio. It is field programmable. But if you're talking about dumping in a whole code plug with 10,000 contacts or 10,000 different talk groups, you're going to want to do that from the software. So the software is available free online. I'm going to download that now real quick, and let's just take a look over the software and see what that would look like if you were programming the radio. So in the past, DMR pushed a lot of people away because it was just so darn hard to get it working. And there's still people to this day that say, oh, I bought this radio or that radio and I can't get it programmed. I'm having trouble. It is a little bit of a learning curve. But when I look at the site here, because I'm going to go for the programming software, it seems that Bridgecom wants to make it easy for people to get on DMR. In fact, they even have packages, plug-and-play packages, download a code plug, support for different radios, even the DMR University, okay? And, see, there's bundles right here with everything, with a hotspot and everything to go. So, and they even have lessons down here, how to update the firmware, how to change the transmit power, stuff like that, They're trying to make it easy. In fact, so easy that they're saying this old guy right here can use a DMR radio. I mean, I think that's what the purpose of that is. But hey, more power. I love it. So, we're going to go to support and... D878UV, and of course there's some videos on here. I'm looking for the latest code plug software, so we're going to download this, install it, and get it running. So first thing we always need to do on a programming software that I've ever touched is set the COM port. So set COM port. Mine should be 7. Should be 7. And then should go to program. Make sure your radio's on. I did not install any drivers. Windows 10 automatically installed them when I plugged it in. So we'll hit read from radio. And it should, we'll do digital contact list. Yeah, there it goes. It should install, read. If you get an error, it's probably a COM port issue. Okay, so what can we do? You can dump a whole code plug in here. Okay, and put all these different frequencies in and go through different zones. What I've found on DMR is there's several different ways of programming it. Like, for instance, if it was me, what I would do is I'd have zone 1 would be local repeaters to me. And then zone 2 would be probably, repeaters that I would hit on the way of traveling. And then zone 3 might be my hotspot, and that's kind of how I would do it. But I think people do it like zone 1 is all the ones that have this talk group, and zone 2 is all the... I think there's different ways of doing it. And that's why I really never made a DMR. I think I made one DMR programming video in the past, and I got so many questions like, hey, wait, somebody gave me this code plug. It looks different than what you did. And there's other guys on YouTube making the code plug videos, so I chose to not really get into that. But what I want to do right now is first I need to set the radio ID of my radio. I need to put the radio ID in here. So I guess, okay, that's what's in there. We're going to put mine in. That's my radio ID. And I'm going to call it, I don't know, KJ4YZI. Sure. That should be my radio. Then if you have somebody else and you want to switch between radio IDs, you can put different IDs in. So if your wife wants to use it or your kid, you can just switch over. I guess the name should be Eric, right? We'll just call it Eric. There we go. Okay, so that's that. And then next we need to go to, so we have one zone here with 8 channels in there, and those are the 8 channels. So I'm going to use this right now just to play with. We're going to do this. We're going to make this first one, we're going to call it KJ4YZ. That's the name of the local repeater. It's not my repeater. It's in Indian River County. We're going to do channel type digital. The receive frequency is 444.350. Remember, I remember all of these on the top of my head because I hardly ever program radios. 449.35000. And bandwidth, I guess that'd be 12.5. Radio ID is set for me. Color code 1. We're going to do slot 2. And I just want to get a couple done so I can listen to something and make a contact here. So we're going to call that 1. All right, so let's look at the radio a little bit more and see just some of the functions that are in the menu. Like, you know, is this thing in Chinglish like all the other DMR radios you used? Is it impossible to figure out what each thing means? Well, let's find out. So if I go into menu, okay, main menu with the little icons here. So you have like talk group, SMS, call log, you know, your zone, scan, roaming, settings, record. I guess you can record QSO. GPS, digital monitor, Bluetooth, okay. That seems pretty easy. Like, let's go into, well, let's say I want to join a talk group or type one in right into the radio. So go to talk group, hit select. So I have, let's see, new contact. So input ID, input the name, input the address, call sign, state, country, you know, different rings, and save. That's pretty easy to do it that way. Let's go down here to short message system, which would be your text messaging. And that's something I really never did on DMR. Leave a comment. Has it come a long way? Because it seems like the original radios when I tried DMR would never text. I think that's a really cool thing to be able to do if you're texting over DMR, but I guess a lot of people don't want to use it because I never heard a lot of people talk about it. So in the text, you know, log, you have a text function, new message, inbox, outbox, you know, send one. You could hit new message, put in a DMR ID, and send it to an individual call sign or DMR ID. Let's see, let's go down here to settings. Let's see what kind of radio settings are in here. So you have, let's see, radio set, you know, beep, backlight, pretty clear on how they put this. You know, light timer, channel name, key lock. Like the old Bofungs would be like APRT light, like automatic power timer radio light, like some weird thing. You know, this is pretty much laid out easy. Transmit timer, max volume level, ear. So I guess there's an individual volume for a volume level for the front firing speaker and the earbud. Enhanced sound, interesting. Language, menu exit time. So that's you know, I know what that is. That's if you just hang out here and don't do anything in the menu, it defaults back to the start screen. Start display, background, channel font, color, a lot of stuff to change in here. Call ring, frequency step. That should be automatic squelch level. Power save, Vox delays, scan mode, mic level, my gosh. FM radio, all right, we got an FM radio in here, sweet. I don't know if I could set the, let's see, FM radio. Okay, well, we'll figure out how to put in a local radio there later. Anyways, so it's got a lot of stuff in here, you know, device info. I got to set my radio ID. I haven't done that yet. I can name the radio, the model, D878UV. Frequency range, so it is locked to FCC band, you know, plan. 420 to 450 and 144 to 148. So it's not global and locked and wide open to use on GMRS or you know, other ones, and that's due to what's happening in the FCC. And you know, you should keep it that way. But a lot of the China radios that first came out, they weren't locked. You know, firmware version on this video is 1.13. Hardware is version 1. Radio data version 1. Last program date August 6, 2019. This thing was programmed in the future, man. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It's not even August yet. Right now it's like July 19th. So yeah, serial number, wow, Bluetooth software version, all that stuff. This is pretty advanced, man. What I want to hear though is I want to listen to a local DMR machine real quick, because this speaker gets loud, and I can tell you it gets loud because that is on volume 1. Like if I listen to static on volume 3, it's unbearable. It's like very loud. So that's one thing that I really, really always keep pushing for, is a loud speaker, because unfortunately my FT2DR is useless in my vehicle. The ID51 handheld is very, very quiet, and I'm not sure why those two manufacturers are not loud, but the Kenwood's loud. This thing is really, really loud. So if you're hard of hearing, or you just want to hear the darn thing when you're driving down the road, the windows open, this, from what I've read and from what I've already seen, this is a loud radio. So we're gonna check that out. Let me dial up a local repeater real quick. KM4MCK, KJ4YZI.
Oh, you sound real good, Eric. KM4MCK.
Well, thanks, John. It's about time. I had a couple issues. I had to call Jim. I guess it's been a while since I got on DMR, so I had a couple issues setting up my hotspot. I have to say, though, it sounds marvelous, man. The speaker is, wow. It's got like bassiness. It really, really, I mean, the volume's turned way down, too. This thing is super loud.
Is this that Anytone? Because you sound really good. The microphone's real good on that, too. Audio is really nice. And, yeah, is that the Anytone we were talking about?
Yep, the D878UV. I've been just busy trying to get this thing done, but I was having issues. I'm like, wow, nobody's on this talk group, nobody's on that one. I had to give you a call. Until I got it figured out. Now I think it was the hotspot, setting up the hotspot. I haven't done the open spot on DMR in a long time, so had to put a couple memories in here, you know, talk group for the Treasure Coast and stuff, and now I got to put the contacts in there so the call sign comes up.
Yeah, you can actually go to their website. I just saw a video that they put on where you can download all of the contacts for Florida or worldwide, or put them all in there so they automatically pop up. Pretty cool. I'm interested in that radio because it's got the roaming feature. So when you're driving, it's supposed to automatically switch repeaters.
Yeah, absolutely, and I like the fact that it's got the traditional APRS on it, so I could use this, you know, with APRS while I travel. So it's a neat radio. I mean, I like the sound of it. The thing is, you know, a couple of the other radios I have, they're real hard to hear. That Yaesu specifically, man, I gotta have that thing glued to my ear to hear it, and that's a lot of people have said the same thing. So this thing, I could have the windows wide open traveling on the highway, and man, it just booming out there. So maybe you guys will finally hear me more on DMR. I kind of went to iPhone. I'm not using the RFinder DMR phone anymore, but I'll have this on me so I could start playing with that. KJ4YZI, thanks for you being around for a test, John. It really does sound spectacular, man. It really does.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be up in the shack, hopefully for a while here. Comcast is going to the house in a little bit, so I'll be downstairs for that. But yeah, I'm working on soldering together a new board from Echolink. I got a new radio to use for Echolink. I want to try a different board, so I'm soldering that together today. So I'll be up here if you need any more radio checks or any content for a video.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. 7-3, I'll talk at you soon. KJ4YZI. So at least I found someone to give me a test. I was struggling here. It's been a while.
All right, Eric. Talk to you later. KM4MCK.
But overall, I haven't even got to use.
Just remember, guys, I got first dibs on radio when he wants to get rid of it.
They want to buy my radio. Jim, I don't know if I'm getting rid of this one. I kind of like it, man. I have to say that the sound quality for me is number one. Now that that's in there, and I got to play with the little bells and whistles on it and make it more interesting.
Well, I've been looking at it since they announced it, but just never came off the wallet yet.
And the screen looks easy to read as well. So let me go and play some more stuff and get these digital contacts in here, so at least I can see call signs pop up. That'd be cool. 73 KJ4YZI.
So there you guys, K before we'll be listening for a short time.
So yeah, see, I got the the speaker mic to test and the antennas for range tests, and the I think I like, well, I gotta put it in the case, and I like the this little earpiece one. That might come in handy. And by the way, I figured out this little USB thing is for charging the little Bluetooth button here. Okay, USB there, so that's what that's for. But anyways, first off, thank you for Bridgecom for allowing me to check this out. They got me interested in this radio, I have to say. And without them, I wouldn't have been able. I could have got it eventually, but they really got it going for me. They said, hey, you want to check this thing out? So sure. And also, if you're interested, or if you're going to ask in the video, what hotspot am I using? Well, if I can find it here in my mess on my desk, it's the Open Spot 2. That's what I'm using for it right now. I'll try to get on DMR more and talk with you guys. Anyways, check out the video coming soon. Bridgecom says they'd help me out with, a giveaway for my subscribers. So if you want to win this radio right here, the video will be up shortly. And one thing about the programming that I think you can program it from the front of the radio. You can go like this into talk groups, and you can go to talk group list and see you have a couple in there, And one thing that I need to work on is programming it from the front here, because it seems that when I make a new contact, right, I can put all the ID and stuff, but it comes up as a private call every time. I haven't figured out, I guess I'm missing something. I go into the program software, it's real easy. Click group call, blah, 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 1, 2, 3. But on the front of this, I must be missing something when I program it right from the front of the radio. It seems that there's a couple options that are not on the menu that are on the programming software. So with that said, the programming software is the best way to do it. That's going to be the easiest way to put in all your information to this radio. And being that it comes with the, you can get the software for free and all that, makes it really easy. 7-3 guys, thanks for watching. KJ4YZI.